Okay.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Neely. Nice to meet you all. Like John said, we're going to be working on some hip openers tonight. Nothing too crazy, but basically what he told me is you have tight hips, so that's why we're doing this. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will go ahead and get started. So, first thing I want you guys to do, lay down on your mats. We're going to get settled in here. I'm going to take you through some breathing exercises, and then we will move into some of our stretching, kind of a flow. So go ahead, get on your mat, lie down. I'll have you close your eyes, hands by your sides, toes flopping out. And go ahead and bring your feet into a butterfly. So your heels are going to come together, knees are going to flop out. It's called Baddha Konasana. It's going to help open up your inner thighs. So, like I said, go ahead, close your eyes. I want you to start by unclenching your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Loosen your eye sockets, so unclench your eyes. And let yourself just be heavy here. The first breathing technique we're going to do is called Samavrti, but many of you have probably heard of it. It's matching your breaths, and it's kind of like box breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale to the count of anywhere from 2 to 6. Pause at the top of your inhale for 4 counts. Exhale 2 to 6 counts. Pause at the end of your exhale for 4 counts, and then continue that cycle. So let's go ahead and let's give that a try. Remember, breathing from your belly, breathe from your diaphragm, not your chest, thinking about the rising and falling of your stomach. So as you inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out your mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Like I said, you can do this anywhere from back down to 2 counts up to 6, whatever is comfortable for you. If it starts to feel unnatural or like you're gasping for breath, stop, restart, or just do natural breathing. We're going to do this for just a minute or so. At the bottom of your next inhale, bring your feet out long. So I know you're ready. Okay, we're coming into supine figure 4. If you haven't done figure 4 before, go ahead and go back, bending your knees, feet come on the floor. Take your right leg, cross it over ankle, coming to left knee. Reach back, interlace your hands to grab the back of your left thigh, bring your thigh toward your face. Each of these poses we're going to be holding for probably a minute, getting into a deeper stretch. So go ahead, hold here. Feel free to also rock side to side. Don't go fast, try to go slow. If you feel like there's somewhere sticky, hold there, breathe into that tension. Go ahead and roll over. So you're going to do coming into a figure 4 twist. So you're coming over to your left side, right heel foot is coming to the floor. Make sure that your torso or your spine is staying neutral. You're not twisting it at all. You're just moving from your hips. So coming over, if you have the mobility, take your left hand, grab your outer right ankle, keeping your foot on the floor. Right arm stays long and wide, and then just breathe into this. Okay, go ahead and release, switching sides. Left leg comes over, ankle is crossing over to your right knee, threading your arms through to grab the back of your right thigh, pulling your thigh towards your face. And hold here. Like I said, you can roll side to side. Make sure you're moving at a slow pace. Okay, same thing, rolling to the right. So left foot stomps to the floor. Figure 4 twist. Grab your ankle with your right hand, outer ankle with your right hand. Spine stays neutral and long. Breathing into the left side and holding here. As you inhale, think about where the tension is in your side. And as you exhale, think about releasing that tension. The reason that we're holding each pose for about a minute or two is when you stretch for 30 seconds, or even sometimes we do it less than that, we're not getting a like deep muscular stretch. So the point of doing this and holding it for a certain amount of time is to get into your deep muscle tissues, your fascia tissue. So that's kind of the point of doing this and holding this for longer periods of time. Okay, come back up, join me on all fours. And coming into our first downward facing dog. So go ahead, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, hips up, and pressing back through your hands into a downward facing dog. I want you to also pay attention to John's shoulders. So what we're doing is we're taking our shoulder blades, pushing them apart. He's pushing the mat away. Shoulder blades are coming in to your armpits. So you can kind of create some internal to external rotation with your hands, pulling your shoulders apart. I'm going to give you some cues for a stronger downward dog. So bend your knees a lot. Bring your torso towards your knees. Lift your hips up. As you keep your hips lifted, draw your heels towards the floor. Think about your kneecaps lifting up, strengthening your quads to make your legs even straighter. Keep pressing the mat away. You should feel a big stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Hold this for a few more breaths. Inhale, bring your right leg in between your hands, coming into a low lunge, drop your left knee to the ground. Coming up, I'm going to come behind John so you can kind of see. Coming up, lifting our hands up, drawing them to our ears. Press your arms into your ears. Bend even deeper into your front leg. Turn on your left glutes to create more of a hip flexor stretch. Good. As you inhale, coming up, and then as you exhale, come even deeper. Coming into a twist, so lower your left hand to the mat inside of your right foot. Take your right hand, bring it up to the ceiling. Low lunge twist. Left knee stays down on your mat. Think about your chest turning even more open towards the ceiling. Take your tailbone, tilt it towards your face. Squeeze your left glute. Now inhale, exhale, open your arms up even more. Coming into a quad stretch. So if you have the ability, take your left foot, draw it towards your glute, take your right hand, reach back to grab your the inner heel of your left foot. If this isn't possible, you can't reach, stay in your low lunge. And try not to compromise your back while you're doing this too. So if you're having a difficult time and you're coming into this and you feel like you're losing your lumbar spine, then I would just pause and even just do this. Just reach back. You don't have to reach and grab your foot, but even just reaching back kind of gives you some of that. I don't know if any of your moms do yoga, but if they have a strap at home, this is where you could use a strap to grab this. Or even a stretching band, a stretch band, those can help too. Okay, release your foot. Coming down into lizard lunge, take your right hand inside of your right foot. Still in a low lunge form. Your right knee can knock out to the right side. I would sit up tall to begin with. Again, not compromising your lower back. And then as you're able, come down onto your forearms. This next one is called pigeon. So you're going to walk your right foot over to the left. Your shin comes parallel with the top of your mat. Again, before you fold all the way down, come up nice and tall, strong, tall spine, and then fold over. We're going to be holding here for a good minute, so make sure that you feel like you're in a comfortable position. If you have a pillow or anything near you, you can always place those under your arms. Okay, come back up and we're going to take your left leg and come and just sit cross-legged. So this one is called ankle to knee, bound ankle to knee. This one can be kind of difficult, so I'm gonna demonstrate. You're putting your shins on top of each other, so if you're able, you take your left ankle on top of your right knee. So you're coming in so that they're both parallel with each other. That's not possible like John. You can sit like this, like in just your ankles crossed. Take your hands back behind you, sit up nice and tall, breathe in. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward, bending from your hips, extending out long through your spine, through the crown of your head, and folding forward. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, continue to go forward. Every time you're stretching to go deeper. Oh, you've reached your time limit.
Oh, no. Ignore. Ignore them. Oh, we're back.
Sorry, it cut us off there for a second, so hopefully we didn't lose you. Okay, let's go meet back in downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, press them out of the way. We're going to go through those cues that we did the first time, one more time. Take your hands, pressing the mat away. Your arm bones are going from external to internal. So index fingers pointing forward, wrap your shoulder blades out and into your armpits. Bend your knees, bring your torso closer to your knees. Keep your hips lifted. Now try to make your legs go straight, heels to the floor. Keep thinking about pressing the mat away. Hips going high. Inhale, bring your left leg in between your hands, low lunge, right knee comes to the mat. Reach your arms up, hugging your ears. Bend even deeper into your front knee. And we're holding here. Squeeze your right glutes. Inhale and exhale to release tension in your front hip flexor. And to go even deeper into your stretch. Every time you want to go deeper into a stretch again, exhaling to go farther. Coming into the twist, take your right hand inside of your left foot, left hand goes up to the sky. Think about turning your torso even more open. Tuck your tailbone under towards your face. Coming into our quad stretch, grabbing your back right foot. And I would suggest, let's try this. Try reaching back with your right hand. So left, John's cramping, so coming down. Left hand comes outside of your left knee, reaching back with your right arm, and then grabbing your right foot. Again, if this isn't possible, you can even try this, just lefting like this, or coming just into your low lunge and reaching back. We're not gonna stay in this one too long because we don't have a ton of time, so let's go into lizard. Hands coming in side of your left knee. Let your left knee come out to the side. Right knee stays down and coming down onto your forearms or staying up on your hands. Holding here for about a minute or so. Think about inhaling and exhaling into your hip flexor, your outer hip. Good. Let's come into pigeon on the left leg. So walk your foot to the opposite side, coming down on your shin. Shin comes parallel with the top of your mat or at a 45, whichever is going to be more comfortable. Start with your spine long and tall, and then inhale. Exhale, folding over from your hips. Remember, spine stays long and straight, not compromising your back. Breathe here, holding again for a minute or so. Good. Let's come into our ankle to knee Sukhasana or cross-legged. This time, bringing your right ankle over on top of your left knee. Shins come parallel with each other. Hands come back to your low back or reaching behind you. Inhaling to lift your spine up nice and tall and straight, and then exhaling, reaching your arms forward. Hinging from your hips, spine stays long, extending through the crown of your head. Okay. Go ahead, come on up. Meet me in standing. And we're just gonna do some hip strengthening exercises to end. Something that you guys can do, all these you guys can do on your own. You can do this one on your own too, but this is gonna give you some extra mobility in your hips. So go ahead and lift your right hip up 90, knee up to 90. And then we're gonna do rotating our knee out to the side. And then coming and rotating our knee into the middle. Keep going back and forth. Now think about hugging your left hip in so that you're nice and tall. You're not compromising. I don't want you to floating your hip out. Keep it up nice and tall and straight. And then moving your ankle and your knee. Okay. When you're good there, go to the other side, lift your left knee up to 90. Think about right foot on the ground, hugging your right hip in, not flopping out, and then creating internal and external rotation of your hip.
You guys want to throw gas, you gotta be able to do this.
Okay, when you're good there, you can just meet me in standing. And that's all I have. So John will finish up with you guys. Thank you.
All right, fellas, what do we think? Those hips feel good and juicy, nice and loose. All right, so a couple things. First of all, these will be recorded, so you can always go back to them. Yoga is one of those things where, like, it was something that I did in college all the time. I do it 2 or 3 times a week, and honestly, it helped me so much. So it's not just like something that your moms do to stay in shape. Okay, it's actually really good for pitchers. Jake Arrieta, he hasn't played for a while, but he'd always talk about how much yoga really helped him. And there's a lot of pitchers that do it. The other thing that I really like about it is the breathing. So when he's talking about like in through the nose, out through the mouth, controlling your breath. The ability to control your breath, like in stressful situations, in a game is super important. And if you can't do it in like a quiet environment in your own room, then how can you expect yourself to do it, when the bullets are flying in a game? So it's a really good way to just practice going to your breath, even when you're stressed out. Because sometimes, like when I'm holding those stretches and my hips are burning up and it feels super tight and you lose your breath, it's a really good opportunity to practice breathing through that tension and breathing out that tension. And that same thing, that same ability to do that here will also help in a game, if that makes sense. So I think that was pretty good. I think it was a good start, and we'll continue to build off of this every week. So this is what we'll do for like kind of moving forward for the next, at least for a little while on Sunday nights. So we'll talk a little bit about some training things. We'll make sure everyone's on the same page, and we'll finish with a good yoga flow. And we'll move around different body parts. So obviously we had hips tonight. We'll continue to hit the hips, but we'll hit twists. We'll do shoulders. We'll kind of just move around the body and just give you guys different things that you can do when you're on your own. And hopefully you can find things that you like and then incorporate it into your own routine. So if you guys don't have any questions, we got about a minute before the Zoom turns off. Send me a message if you need to. Otherwise, that's all we got. Go get ready for bed and have a good night of sleep, and let's have a good week. All right, we'll talk to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.